theme, mini lesson, and practice. First, let's review what theme is all about before we get into some practice examples. The theme of a story is the life lesson, moral, or message. Theme is what the story teaches readers. A theme is not a word, it is a sentence. Here's some examples of common themes that you might be familiar with. Never give up, don't judge a book by its cover, treat others the way you want to be treated, hard work pays off, be careful what you wish for, don't be afraid to try new things, always be yourself, think before you speak or act. The theme is something we have to infer. The theme is an inference that relates to the moral in a lesson in a story. The moral or a lesson in a story. The theme is not directly stated, but it is implied. The reader must think about the character's experiences and choices to infer the theme. Many times people confuse the main idea or the summary of a story with the theme of a story or passage. So when we infer something, it's not directly stated. We have to use clues in the text and our own knowledge to come up with what the theme might be. So for example, if we were thinking about the Three Little Pigs, the story of the Three Little Pigs, the first pig used straw, the second pig used sticks, and the third pig used brick. The third pig was the most successful, and it took the longest amount of time. The author never said hard work pays off, but as a good reader, we can use the clues, what the characters did, and our own knowledge to come up with the theme. We can infer that the theme of the Three Little Pigs is hard work pays off. When a reader is attempting to infer the theme, it is helpful to ask yourself, what is the big idea in the story? What larger message is the author trying to convey or teach? What did the author want the reader to understand and learn? And to answer each of these questions and come up with a theme, we often have to look at the characters and challenges they overcome, obstacles that they face, or things that they learn. Now we're going to read 4 stories together and identify what the big idea is, which is one word, and then what the theme would be for each story, which is a written statement. The first story. I don't want a new baby brother, whined Kim. Honey, you don't have a choice. He will be here next month, Mom said, rubbing her big belly. Kim couldn't believe that she would have to be around a loud, slobbery baby. Plus, the thought of sharing anything, especially attention from her mom and dad, with a new baby didn't sound fun at all. You'll be one of the most important people in his life, Mom exclaimed. He will need you to look out for him and to teach him new things. I guess that's true. I will be showing him a lot of new things. Maybe it won't be all that terrible having a little rugrat running around here, Kim replied with a sigh. Just don't expect me to change his diapers. So, right now I want you to think about what is the big idea of this story. Is it acceptance, loyalty, compassion, hope? And then think about what the theme is. Anger can help you take responsibility for your behavior. New babies are just loud and slobbery. Feeling important can help people accept change more easily. Hoping for a future with no siblings is always useless. If you said acceptance and feeling important can help people accept change more easily, you are correct. The character in this story showed us that they didn't want to have a change of having a new brother, but when the mom shared that they would be a role model and have to help the baby brother when they arrive and take care of them, that sense of feeling important helped them change their mind and accept change. Story number 2. Georgia decided to take a sewing class, but felt very frustrated when she couldn't sew a straight line on the first day. This looks so easy, but it's not. Clearly, I'm just terrible at sewing, she complained. Even though she felt frustrated, she continued to go to class week after week. Each week, her sewing instructor helped her. By the last week of class, Georgia finally completed a project all by herself. She created a rectangular pillow for her bed, with 4 mostly perfect straight lines. So, as a good reader, we're going to think, what is the big idea and what is the theme? Was the big idea differences, family, teamwork, perseverance? And what was the theme for this story? The moral. Differences of opinion create problems. Family should always be there to help. If they really want to help, teachers should just do all the work. Perseverance pays off. If you said perseverance and perseverance pays off, you are correct. The character in this story really worked hard at sewing and was able to be successful, mostly successful, having a pillow with mostly straight corners. The third story. One minute we were goofing around, having fun, and the next thing I knew, Hank's body soared over the top of the patio and suddenly his life was in danger. With fingers grasped tightly on the railing, he desperately cried for help. I watched his grip slowly slip away and knew that a 40-foot plunge to the ground could be disastrous. Without stopping to consider my own safety, I jumped into action. My heart pounded through my chest and fear pulsed through my veins as I clutched his hands and pulled up as hard as I could. So, from this story, we want to think, what was the big idea and what is the theme? This was a very suspenseful story. The author did a great job of using vivid descriptive language. The big idea options are prejudice, courage, forgiveness, and betrayal. The theme options, right? The moral of the story is what we want to think about. It takes courage to face dangerous situations. Hanging off a balcony can be fun sometimes. People should only play around inside. If you play rough, you should wear a helmet all the time. If you said courage and it takes courage to face dangerous situations, you are correct. We know that the one friend went to grab and help his friend who soared over the top of the patio, and it took courage to be brave and help their friend in a dangerous situation. All right, our last story, number 4. Even though Greg had been looking forward to his best friend's party for over a month, he knew his grandma would really love to see him. "It's your choice, Greg. Grandma is really sick, but I know you've been very excited about this party," said his mom. Most of his class was planning on going to the party, and he knew it would be so much fun. After some thought, though, Greg knew exactly what he was going to do. "It's not like this is the last party I'll ever be invited to, and Grandma would be sad if I didn't come," said Greg. "Plus, I always like making her smile." So, from this story, we're going to think, what was the big idea? Dreams, family, perseverance, or trust? And what would the theme be, the moral of the story? Think about what the character learned. What did Greg learn? Your options are, dreams come true when you go to parties, helping family comes first, best friends shouldn't have parties when family is sick, and trust your friends and they will help you. If you chose family and helping family comes first, you are correct. In this story, Greg was faced with a choice to go to a party or spend time with family, specifically his grandmother. And after some thinking, we see that the character chose to spend time with family. The author never said helping family comes first, but as a good reader, we can infer the theme based on the character's actions and our own knowledge. Remember, the theme is the life lesson, moral, or message in the story. Theme is what the author teaches readers. The theme is not a word, it is a sentence. And also remember that one story can have multiple themes.